going to pay, you do the thing where you bring your purse, you go slow mode, and they wait for you. Now they wait for you. What happens now?
I have to take out my lip gloss. I was reaching for lip gloss.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us for this week's Is He or She the One? So I've got special guests with me again. I've got Daniel, Jada, Capréce and Stephanie.
Hello.
So I'm just going to say good night because I think it should be evening time you listen to this one, because this one has done its rounds on various discussions really about trying to find the ideal person. And I just want to know, why is it so difficult to find the ideal person these days? I mean, we've got online apps, dating apps that, you know, are configured to find the ideal match for you. So why can't we find the ideal person? What do you think?
So I think some people's are, because they look to like social media and these celebrities, and everyone thinks they're kings and queens.
Yeah.
And it's not a reasonable standard for like just the like ordinary person.
Yeah.
And like the expectations like for a relationship have been like changed like over time, because you have like marriages, like open relationships, and people just think they can like cheat and stay in relationships.
Yeah.
It just gets muddled up and confusing.
Right, that's true. So we can't see a Cardi B on every corner, can we? If that's what you're looking for. Or a Nicki Minaj or a Sensia.
I don't think there's anything wrong with having expectations.
Yeah.
I feel like I need that in my life, and if you're not hitting my expectations, obviously you guys are probably different from mine, but I have certain expectations, and if I want to get with someone that hasn't got that, I'm always going to be looking at you like, nah.
Yeah.
So I'd rather wait for someone that meets my criteria. Hopefully I meet theirs, because it has to be a two-way street. So maybe that's why I'm still single. So
Yes.
yeah.
There's too many of us that don't want to settle. We want
Oh, well, I'm back to this big age now. I'm not about to settle with someone that's on JSA. That's not my Come on, you're going to get the dole and I've got my big job. That doesn't work for me.
No, that's not compatible.
It's not compatible, so I'll wait. I'm cool with waiting.
Well, I'm glad you started on that, Stephanie. So what are some of the expectations? What are the standards? What's on your shortlist? So what would you want an ideal, you know, it's not even an ideal person, you've got to meet certain criteria to even be considered. So what do you think? So I think we've already said you need to have a job.
Yeah, definitely.
Working.
But someone could have just been made redundant. What are you thinking?
Lost their leg, you know.
Very unfortunate for them. Very unfortunate, but maybe they're just not for me. Just being real. I know that sounds very harsh. However, if we're in a relationship and then you become redundant, that's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
But maybe if you're redundant, your priority shouldn't be finding a girlfriend. It should be trying to sort your life out.
Right, that's true. Very
Yeah,
true.
your priority shouldn't be finding women. Nah, you should be sorting your life out. Because if I'm not working, my priority would be to sort my life out, not to be going around finding man.
Right, okay. Anything else on the short list? What do you think?
You've got to have the same kind of values. I think also a key thing is, I think especially nowadays, people have different definitions of what a relationship is and what it takes to be in one. I think people can sometimes be very flexible and very loose with the word relationship, and it's just, this is someone I'm seeing, and it's not really a I'm committed to you kind of thing.
What situationships?
An entanglement. But yeah, also like your values in terms of whether you're very family orientated, or if you're ambitious, if you have drive, or just what you both want out of life as well. I think that's got to be similar. Yeah.
You have to have a common denominator.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just going to fall flat.
Yeah. Got to agree on the basic things, and then the things that don't matter as much you can disagree on, as long as they're not like deal breakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So are we saying there aren't plenty of fish? Because there's that app called Plenty of Fish, which I think sends out the wrong connotations anyway.
It's the wrong message
I
because
know.
they're looking for a certain type of woman,
Mm.
and I don't meet that criteria. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Not meeting that criteria because you shouldn't be on that earth.
I think it also kind of gives the idea that because there's so many fish, it doesn't really, you can just see as many as you want and then pick whatever you want. So
It's true.
it's very temporary almost.
Or you could wait for the season with the salmon come.
That's true.
Oh, when's that season?
Exactly.
I'm looking for that season. Because when you can't pull up the dates, that means their season's up anytime soon. And that's the truth. Like my male friend was telling me, it's hard for men out there. Men have women just in abundance. They're ready to get married, so he can just be like, I'll take that one or that one. Whereas us women, we're looking for the men. It's hard. It's a hard nut life.
But hold on, so there's supposed to be an even split of male and female.
No. Is it just male eligible males? Is that what we're talking about? Because no.
That's no.
Go on.
They've got it easy. They can choose whatever they want. They come to bring to the table whatever they want. And men, they've got to be successful. They've got to strive. They've got to have a job. Got to have your finances in order.
Yeah.
The basics aren't good enough.
No, because I feel that I'd be bringing financial stability. I'm saving for a deposit. I could move out. So I would want my partner to have the same things. I don't think that's being unreasonable.
Yeah.
I've got a good job. I'm working. I'm driving. Albeit I might be at home. I can move out. Like, it's fine. So I must lower my standards.
No. Your standards are perfectly fine, but a lot of women want even higher standards. They want, to buy a car, they want to buy a house, buy purses, money, jewelry all the time, and it's just not realistic in like society, just like normal society. To see a lot of like social media and oh, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I want to be flued out.
I'm not.
I mean,
If you're gonna take me to the Seychelles,
it's not like a non-negotiable
No,
thing.
no.
Like, it's
I'm
nice,
joking.
but it's not one of the.
But do you think there's a bit of a dilemma between the sexes because women seem to be ready to have that relationship? Is it because the biological clock is ticking and where
100%.
men don't really want to settle down? Do we
100%.
think? Because I get lots of examples of women saying, "Oh, there's no men out there and whatever," but the men are like, "There's no." They're not. They're easygoing. So, do we have a different sort of temperament or standpoint of sexes? What do we think?
No.
What's because there's an even split of women and men in
There is
society,
a-
but for whatever
You
reason,
said that.
women are. I think I googled it earlier. so I'm just wondering, why is it that there's so many women that and some good women, because men can bring a lot of baggage to your life. I'm sorry, Daniel, but that's the truth. A lot of drama to your life, and you put up with this and put up with that. And as Stephanie says, sometimes you're not willing to just compromise or deal with that. You just rather be by yourself.
And that's a lonely life, isn't it? With the cats.
It is a lovely life, but
Listen,
at least you're content in your life.
my Jehovah knows. I'm not a cat, so it's okay. He knows.
Yeah.
But talking about the dilemma for me, I generally feel that men don't know what women want these days because there's this whole thing about equality, and certainly I'm not saying we shouldn't have an equal standing or equal footing in society. But there's this thing about, I don't want a man to open the door for me. What does a man need to open the door for me? I'm like, excuse me?
Well, do you know what? There's some women that believe in equality, and that's okay. They can go forth with their thoughts. I don't believe in that. I believe you should be opening up the car door. You should be opening up the front door, the whatever door, so I can go through first. I believe that I should be in the inner part of the pavement, and you should be on the outer part.
Yes.
When the car, what you know.
To get lit up.
I'm not joking. But I'm joking. Like, it's just those little things. My thing is, I got a lot of male friends, and my male friends treat me at a high standard.
Right.
So why wouldn't I want that for my partner? When I go out with my male friends, they will pay for the meal. I'm not saying that they should, but that's what they do. So I'm used to a certain type of man.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to be in a relationship, that's the kind of man that I want, because I'm used to being treated a certain type of way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to settle for any less.
Yeah, so there's the argument there is that, well, why would you expect a man to do that for you? Can't you do it for yourself? But I don't necessarily think it's because you can't do it for yourself. I think it's about being gentlemanly, chivalry.
Yeah, it's like, why wouldn't you want to do that for me? I'm not saying in like the extreme things where I want you to pay my rent every month and blah 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 blah. Like I'm not dependent. No, but like it's what you would do with a friend. If you want to treat them well, show them that you care, you will just do things for them because you can. Like, I'm not saying you have to do it all the time, or that it needs to be something that needs to be regulated, but I don't think it should really be a like battle or argument about these sort of things. I don't think it's
So I want to hear from you then. So please put in your comments, do you think that chivalry should still be the case, that the man should be protective towards the woman? Or are you a woman that's thinking, no, hell no, the equality means that I will do that for him all the time instead? I mean, what's the position? What's your position? Let us know. So let's continue this, because I do think, Daniel, because you're the only man on the panel, so, you know, I'm just thinking from your perspective, do you even know how to approach or treat a woman? Because you might open the door for that person, then the person will say, well, how offensive, why do you think you need to open the door for me? Sometimes it's as basic as that, isn't it?
Yeah.
People get offended.
It can be. To approach like a woman, I think it's if you get like a smile back, then maybe approach. But if you don't, maybe just leave it, go on to the next one. But it's like the dating market is hard because people do have their standards and what they want in a relationship. But it's what man should be providing is, I do think you should protect your women. You should provide for your women, and the woman should be nurturing towards the man. And I think it's that simple. And you got if your values and your standpoints and you value each other's time, it should be a great time.
Do you think that women are like losing the nurture part of them? Because you're talking about equality and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe in our day and age now, girls want to be more city girls than they want to be nurturing, and they're forgetting about the nurturing part, that womanly quality.
I think so as well. As with like sometimes with single parents, they have to be the mum and the dad, so they lose a bit of their like femininity when like the father isn't around. So yeah, I think it's quite difficult for women.
Complex, isn't it?
Yeah. But I think it's a lot easier in society for men. So, yeah. And women are looked down on a lot more than certain things they do in society, but men aren't.
Yeah, women can't get away with things, but men can't. So there's no equality there.
No, that's why I don't believe in it.
Right. Because a man can sleep around, oh, he's the big man. What does that? Oh my gosh, I can't even mention the words that I've described there.
Couldn't even say I'm dating 2 men at the same time.
Could never.
Oh, right, but a man, oh my goodness.
Not that I've done that.
Well, so, you know, the equality, in the name of equality, I'm not sure where we are in respect to that thermostat, but it's nowhere where it should be. I actually feel the equality for women is more about having respect for us, being respected in our careers, that we can do just as good or sometimes even better than a man. And that's where I talk about equality. But when it comes to a relationship and how a man should treat a woman, then I agree with what you've said so far. It's refreshing really, because you're considered the younger generation, but society seems to propagate that you're actually thinking in a different way. So I really wanted to put this on The Truth, that not everybody's feeling what's on social media, what's on the news, what's out there. We still have this, and you can be a really independent woman and still want a man to protect you. You can still hold your own, have all your house, your car, whatever your aspirations are, but you still want a man to protect and hold you down.
That's true.
That's not a confusing thing for me, but some
For
men.
some women,
Yeah.
it's confusing. I went to a debate a few weeks ago, and this woman was like, I don't believe in marriage, I don't want to get married, never worked out for my parents, they got divorced, I don't believe in it. So the host said, but if you had a man and he proposed to you, would you say no? And she stuttered so she stuttered so bad. And I thought, look at you little, you of course you say yeah. So I feel like some women project this equality, this thing, but if a man was to go down on one knee and propose and say, I'm going to be your husband, I'm going to be your man, their mood will change.
Capréce has been a bit quiet on this occasion. I know she has. But I mean, would you expect if you were going out with a guy that he'd be able to be gentlemanly towards you, or?
Yeah, I feel like it's basic manners. You're gonna have to come all the way correct. I just feel like if you wouldn't accept being treated in a certain way from like friends or family, I don't know why you would change your ways for a man. It's a big no from me.
For the first date, who should pay?
Wow.
That should not be a
No. Yeah, they're gonna have to pay. I'll take out my purse and make it seem like I'll do half.
No. I say, if you ask me out, if you say, I want to take you out, you're paying.
Definitely.
No. If buts and maybes, you ask me. If it was a mutual agreement, then that's different.
Yeah, that's true.
Or what?
Nah.
You asked me out, you know. You told me to come out of my yard.
That is true.
Put on your good clothes,
The makeup, get your hair done,
Right.
your nails.
eyelashes. You asked me out. I never bothered your life. You bothered mine. However, if it's a mutual kind of thing, then that's cool. But if you're asking me out, you've asked me.
So what would you do in the mutual situation?
I'll go halves. Yeah, if it's a mutual, let's meet up, let's link up. That's different. But if you ask me out.
Yeah, in a relationship, I think it should be like both pay.
Yeah, but that's once you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
When you're courting,
Yeah, when you're trying to impress me.
when you're trying to impress me and you've asked me out, that's different.
So we want to see the extent of the bank account, you see.
It's not even about it's about the intent.
Yeah.
You intended to take me out.
Yeah.
So that's a different kind of thing. But as I said, if it's a mutual agreement, that's different.
Yeah.
Would they pay for? So would they pay for like everything? Say so, like going skating, and cinema, and.
Did you ask me out?
Yeah, but you both.
I
So
don't.
you still want the male to pay for that?
Did you ask? No, first day, did you ask me out?
It's not really a date, is it? Like dinners or right? Going for a date.
It's a day.
It's a date.
It's a day.
You said, Steph, I like you. I want to take you out.
I'm in your DMs.
Yeah, you slid into my DM and say, I don't care. I'm very steadfast on this. You've asked me out. Someone will be like, oh, they'll go Dutch, they'll do this.
So if she said, oh, let's go half, is that a deal breaker there?
Wow, you show me your intentions from the beginning.
Yeah.
Be won't be using equality, just like split the bill.
I don't believe in equality. I said that.
So it'd be a deal breaker.
I'll question it, and that's just my logic. You don't have to agree with it, and that's absolutely okay. Everyone's allowed to have their different thoughts, opinions, and ideas. That's cool. That's fine. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
I have a scenario. Okay, so say you've gone on a date with someone that's interested in you. You both agreed to go. You're now getting ready to pay. You've obviously brought money with you because you shouldn't need to have that money. And they're now going to pay. You do the thing where you reach for your purse, you go slow mode, and they wait for you. Now they wait for you. What happens now?
I'm gonna have to take out my lip gloss. I was reaching for lip gloss. Not my purse. No, there's no way. Got the smile.
Really good, Chris.
Yeah, my lips was dry. Wasn't waiting for my purse.
No, it's very true. The richer the best of you.
Right.
I didn't really ask you the question about because I talked about your expectations and what's on your shortlist. What's a definite no-no in the ideal person? So if someone started to chat to you or slide in your DMs, what would be the no-no? You'd say, no, I wouldn't even consider you. Is there a no-no? A definite no? Yeah, there are? Okay.
Not like family orientated, like just ain't got no ambition.
Right.
They're not feminine, so like masculine, like, hey, you wanna...
Yeah.
Like, they've got some gradually scrawny voice and that one. That for me, I've been questioning that one.
I'm sorry. Okay. She has to be feminine. Okay.
I've had once a guy tried to ask me out. This is how I know I was naive, and he was like, yeah, I'll come pick you up, I just need to water my plants. I was like, what? I was like, oh, your plants. Like,
I don't understand.
We're not plants. My man said,
oh, they're plants.
Wow.
I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, nah.
I'm doing a good job talking about that, so let me just step away from this conversation right now.
At least he was honest.
I know. I knew straight away that you're someone else's blessing.
Yeah, definitely.
Not my blessing. I'll never speak bad on someone. That's someone else's blessing.
Yes. Any other definite no-nos?
No addiction, so no drugs.
No addiction.
Drinking, no smoking.
Yeah.
So you're not willing to, help somebody get better or be a better
I tried that already. Never again.
There are services out there.
Aquarius. I know them all.
I think a good indicator of how someone is going to treat you is obviously how they treat other people, especially their parents.
Yeah.
And also how they talk to you as well. Like, if you're effing and jeffing all the time, and I'm just like, you don't really know me that well yet. You can't be just for no reason.
They're disrespectful to their mum or father.
Yeah, definitely
That's
no.
a definite no.
Also, if they don't believe in God, that's a big,
Yeah, it's a big no from me.
No.
You've got to be compatible in at least that
Every
aspect. Yeah.
That's a big
Wow, that's interesting. Gotta believe in God.
100%.
That'd be a God fear.
When I go to church 3 times a year, you better call me.
Right.
Now that's the truth.
When I'm doing my pretend church on Sunday with my friend Hammond and Marvin Sapp, you better.
Imagine they don't know the song.
I know. I can't cope with that.
Wow. What about you, Capréce? Have you got a definite no?
You can't be like too soft because my mouth, obviously. So if you can stand there and take my mouth, it's a no from me.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you come right on cue there because I was going to talk about the alpha man and the beta man. So I already know that you're after the alpha man. So Daniel, it's a bit difficult here, but I know already that you want the beta woman. So I was just having a discussion the other day, really, and with some of my girls, and we were saying there's no way that we could have a beta man. Do you know what I mean? Because we're we know what we want. We're seasoned. We're independent, and like a lot of us, we've got mouth and we're ready. So there's no way that we can have a man that we can just walk over. Yeah. But at the same time, we're not asking for a man that's like aggressive towards us or anything like that. What we're saying is sometimes we need to shut up. So you can say can you just shut and you just be quiet?
Yeah.
But it's not being disrespectful. But sometimes we do go on a bit, don't we?
I know I do.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think I just need that air of confidence.
Yes.
Not the lack of confidence. That's
Yeah, you need confidence, not arrogance.
That's for real.
But not someone that you can walk over and just do anything you say.
No.
That's a real turn off.
Boring.
You don't want to cry in front of a woman. That is a big turn off.
Really?
I had that before. I had to walk away.
Yeah.
Why?
Just really.
Do you know what? It's all right. You cry once.
Yeah, it's calm to cry.
You cry twice. You cry 3
It's
times.
what you're crying over. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, this is, I'm meant to be crying, not you.
Yeah.
So it's a bit too much after a while.
So are you saying that there are still there's still room for roles within a relationship, although those roles might intertwine. So traditionally it's about, we talked about the woman nurturing, so some people might expect that to be the person that does all the cooking, looks after the house, and the man that's the provider. But those roles can sort of cross over, can't they? Do we think that there's still room for roles?
I feel like there's still room for roles. I definitely want to be a housewife.
Right.
A little bit. Yeah, I don't mind, you know, part-time work, you know, around when the kids are at school. And yeah, I actually don't mind that. I know that sounds like very traditional, but as I said, I've been working from 16, I'm very tired. I am very tired. I don't wish to work that much anymore. Like, very tired. I know I said that a few times. Very tired.
Making a point.
I am. So
But I think society wants us to feel bad if we feel that way.
No, most men and most friends like I talk to like want a traditional woman.
Yeah.
They really do. And
But do you think that comes across in media though, and everything else? I don't think it necessarily does, or am I wrong?
I don't know. I feel like, for me, women are independent because they have to be. So, like, even though I live at home with my mom, like, everything's very equal. So I'm independent because I have to be. I haven't got a choice. But if I could be not independent, I would choose that option. But it's just not available to me right now.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't.
So we're flexible.
Yeah, I'm very
depending
flexible.
on the circumstances.
Yeah,
I think it just
but
depends on the person as well. Some people don't really care about the other aspects. They're very much like, this is what I want to do. I know what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. No one's going to stop me. And sometimes their career is their biggest priority. So sometimes there's other things kind of take a back seat. I'm not one of these people.
But for me as well, like, not to bring it back to like biblically, but you have to be worthy for me to submit to. If you're not giving me those qualities for me to submit, why am I doing that?
Now that is the truth. Treat me right, treat me respectfully, look after me, protect me, and we will submit. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, if you're not showing me those qualities, I'm meant to submit to you. I'm not seeing that. I'm not finding protectiveness in you. I don't see financial stability in you. I don't see me having kids with you. I don't see you being my husband. Are we evenly yoked? No, we're not. So let's keep it moving.
Word.
And that's that. Deep down in my core, that's how I feel.
Yeah. That's refreshing to see that's still around.
At what point would you introduce a partner to your parents?
Wedding day. At the aisle.
We haven't even got the party yet, so we can't even get to there.
No, but I often think that, like, with my mum it's okay, but with my dad, I can't
take the stress.
I'll turn up pregnant and married, like all in one. I just
Surprise.
This is the guy, and that's why the guy has to be an alpha male, because you're gonna meet my dad, and it's just
you got to be able to stand up and be counted. Definitely.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a bit mad still.
So let's talk about this topic, cheating. Right. So we always know that men aren't particularly good at hiding the cheating bit, but women can be real cute at hiding it. Do you think that's the case or not?
Yeah, it's true. Statistically, it's women cheat more than men. It's
You reckon?
just like you said.
I need to see the figures.
I feel like you're looking at
It's just that men, like you're saying, they get caught more easily.
Yeah,
That's clever.
I think men just don't know how to cover their tracks properly.
They're not
Can't multitask.
They don't.
It's true.
For real.
But they do know how to multitask like multiple women, but some of them get caught.
Not good at it. Not good at it.
When the notifications are coming down on your phone, you don't even know how to turn them off. The notifications are coming down. You're trying to do secretive phone calls in the bathroom like the walls ain't thin. Come on, be a bit smart about it. Turn off your notifications at least. Mine's are off.
Or you come around and your phone's off. I mean, why would your phone need to be off?
No.
Or on silent?
My phone's always on silent, but still.
If the situation is that all the other times your phone is on, you're getting these calls, whatever, but then when you come round to the girls' yard, your phone is off, That's suspect to me.
I hear that.
That's suspect.
But maybe because I move very suspect, I can understand it. I'm not even in a relationship, but I don't have no notifications on my phone. My phone's silent half the time. I don't hear it ring. So, you know, I'm probably move very much like Mandem.
Yeah.
Sounds.
Well, so I actually think that we're so conniving sometimes that, you know, we could probably have a relationship for a very long time whilst a man there'll be telltale signs that you wouldn't even know. It's just subtle, and then it puts something in our minds, and then we just watch to see whether the ducks fall in a row. And we may not even say anything then, but then we just wait for the pattern.
Just profiling the evidence,
Yes.
compiling, they have the receipt.
Right. And then we might even, if we suspected someone, we'll do our own due diligence and just find out about that person.
It's true.
You just ask the question you know the answer to.
Because you'll be like, do you know what? 5 months ago at 5:17 p.m.
Yeah.
Yes.
you did this.
Yes.
And then 3 months ago at the same time you did this. What was you doing?
Exactly.
And the guy's like, what?
It definitely adds up to 4. That's what you was doing.
Yeah.
So why hide it?
So I had a friend who was juggling 2 women. They didn't know about each other, so you can't even blame the women. So he was literally, he'd go to the one house, go home, finish work, go to the one house, bathe, shower, go to the one girl house, do the da-da-da, 2 o'clock I've got to go, I've got to get up early in the morning, I've got to go. He'd go home, bathe, whatever, and go to the next yard house. And that's how he's living his life. I'm like, why did you do that? Why? Because I could.
It's bad, you know.
And you know how he got caught though? He went to a wedding and the other girlfriend was associates of the bride and groom, and she knew he was going to a wedding, and they were caught on the photograph with the other girl.
See,
So
not smart.
No. They probably would have been sliding.
Profile. You can't be smart about these things.
But I think we've digressed a little bit from the topic, because this was about how do we find the right heel person to be our personal mate. And I don't know, what about online apps? Because isn't that what you guys are using at the moment? Don't you find
Definitely not.
I definitely have, and I will not be partaking in that scheme. It is a scheme. It's a scam scheme. One of the guys that I met off there, he was at the gym, and then we were just talking. He was definitely a hatfish, not a catfish.
Dear.
Forward was quay. Okay. And then I was like, so have you got kids? He's like, oh, don't worry about that.
That's not an answer.
That's when I exited the conversation, stage left. I was like, yeah. He goes, don't worry, just I like to be plentiful. I'm like, don't use biblical words on me. Don't do that. So I definitely didn't see him again. No, it's not for me. Not at all.
I think it's best face to face and like to use that.
Yeah,
Because you don't even know who you're even meeting on that sometimes, and you could be not heard from again. So just gotta be careful.
But then, do men have I was having this conversation with my friends the other day, men included. Do men have the confidence to go up to women? Because I feel like men lack confidence in approaching women.
Well, no, because there would be no help with them.
Yeah, but are women stepping up now and making the first approach?
No,
Absolutely not.
Sometimes they do, but it's just not.
I feel like
Not necessarily. Really. Man should always do it.
I feel like men. I was like one of my guys' friends are saying that they see a woman that's got it together, and they lack confidence approaching that woman that's got it together because they probably feel like they don't meet that standard, and I agree with that sometimes, because when it's not more of a conversation going on, they're like, oh right, she's actually cool, but they're intimidated because they know that woman's got this, that and the third.
She's got all her stuff
together.
Yeah.
I think it would just be important for them to have female friends then, so that they know, like, they're just normal people. You just know what they're doing. You can just talk to people like you normally would.
So I feel like we've gone full circle really in that there's a dilemma for men, because women are getting their self together living independent lives, getting themselves career-wise, property-wise, or whatever is their particular ambition. Then you've got the issue about equality and whether men should be actually approaching or not, or whether you should still be gentlemanly and chivalry. So what is the answer? What is the problem? Why have we got so many women, so many good single women out there that can't find a mate? Please let us know in your comments down below. Please do subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.
See ya.
Bye.